Tolukanina gets a better start on that left-hand side. Kosheva catching her up though. Big stumble from Kosheva. Tolukanina just needs to hold it together. 7.8.1, and it's Tolukanina that takes the first goal of the season. And you can see how much it means to her. Nemov on the left in blue, Kozak on the right in red. Kozak is faster. Oh no, it's another stumble and Nemov takes the gold. Nemov will walk away with a first gold medal of the season here in Gyeongsang, South Korea. And there's one thing we can say for Maria Tolukanina, it's very rare that we'll see her anything but composed. She's going to move through these next moves with conviction. She's going to move decisively. High feet, looks at that left hand. Oh, she sticks it! Falls! But that was a very aggressive fall.
That was first place.
He's only 26 seconds ahead of Pyong Park now. Hits the dyno, look at that, almost static, really nice. First goes in, second goes in, and there it is. Oh my gosh, 1 minute 30 left on the clock. He was about 9 seconds ahead of Pyong Park, and if that's the case, it's gold medal for Nikolai Kozak. Kosheva taking the win in the first run, and look at that, she's accelerating away already on that left-hand side, but Feoktistovan's picking up the pace. Kosheva around that middle zone, not stumbling, and although Feoktistova takes the win there, that 2-second advantage that Kosheva won on that first run, we'll see her with the gold medal. Kartashev on the left, Yurlov on the right, and Yurlov gets up to the stronger of the two stars. He's been blisteringly fast all weekend, and it looks like he's going to keep going. It's not a sub-6, but it's fast enough, 7.76 seconds, almost a whole second ahead of Vladimir Kartashev. And it is indeed Vladislav Yurlov's first ever gold medal. There's the top clip, and there's the match, ladies and gentlemen. Maria Tolukanina in fine style, composed, calm, collected and cool. Another gold medal to add to the tally, and well deserved for the Russian athlete at the top of the game for so many years and at the top of the game. Hits the hold, there it is. Gold medal guaranteed for Nikolai Kozak. Still going, 15 seconds remaining. Click 17 made. True spirit of ice climbing. Nikolai Kozak tops the men's final route. Guaranteed gold medal here. Good morning and a very warm welcome to Saas-Fee. How are you doing, guys? We are live, of course, once again for the women's lead semi-finals. It's a wonderful morning here. The sun is shining. Temperatures have risen slightly, which makes it all the more comfortable for the athletes. And bringing you this women's semi-final is myself, Liam Lonsdale, as ever, and I'm delighted to be here. The competition will get underway in just a few moments' time. Let's take a quick look at the star lists. Women's athletes, of course, 18 as per usual. They will climb in reverse order of qualification. First athlete out will be Korea's Jung Min Kim. She'll be followed by Japan's Haruko Takeuchi, Switzerland's Mira, Russia's Valyria Bogdan, who took gold medal yesterday in the speed competition. Following that will be Russia's Daria Marinina, Ireland's Emer McSwiggen, breaking the curse of Saas-Fee and finally making semi-finals here. France's Cora Jury, Olga Kozak from Poland, Sun Shin of Korea in the top 8 there. We start with Petra Klinger of Switzerland, Nara Song of Korea, Sina Gertz of Switzerland, Bertling of Finland, Vivian Leber of Switzerland, Mariam Filipova of Russia, Laura von Almen of Switzerland, Marion Thomas of France, and Maria Tolukanina. No surprises there in that top spot. We do have World Tour champion so far, and we do have the World Champion in those finals. And like I said, just a few moments' time, we're going to get underway. No surprises really with any of those names that are in there. Sina Gertz. Oh, look at that, we've got isolation cam. Excellent. So that's actually the isolation zone live as it happens. The athletes in there making their final preparations. So the athletes in there getting ready, making their preparations, warming up, getting everything that they need. If you are joining us, it's great to have you on board. Wherever you are tuning in from, whoever you are cheering for, we would love to hear from you. As ever, you can use that hashtag UIAA Ice Climbing. You can contact me directly on all of the social media platforms. Just search for @Liam Lonsdale. There is that magnificent structure. Women will have 19 clips worth of climbing, including the top. They'll have 9 minutes to climb the route, and there is our first athlete, Korea's Jung Min Kim. Second competition of the season for Jung Min. Climbed in Cheongsong, placed 17th. Last year finished 15th overall. Took 14th place here in Saas-Fee, 14th in Rabenstein, 12th in Cheongsong, 14th in Kirov. Axe is placed ready. Let's see how she does. A little bit of ice to get this route started. Taking a look at the route this morning, but this is the first time we've seen anybody climbing it. Those famous Saas-Fee stone holds created by Samuel Clavien, Swiss athlete. Very tenuous, some very sketchy positions. You can see there, that's a great shot of the hold. The markings, the red on the hold is not to be used by a tool. So they use that red paint to demark the illegal use of the hold, and then generally somewhere else on the hold there's a place that you can use. And this structure brings lots and lots of options. They can go left, they can go right. The setters get really, really creative, creating routes with lots and lots of moves. So first minute gone. With 9 minutes on the clock, Jung Min Kim's plenty of time to ease into this route. Find a flow, find a pace. It's clip 3 made. But later, once we've got through at least one athlete, we'll have clip time, so we can look at the splits and the time differences between each of the athletes and their progress on the route. Of course, Jung Min Kim being our first qualifier, we can't do that. George Joseph's tuned in. Good morning, George, all the way from Arizona.
cheering on all the athletes. Not quite sure what he means by the fact that I didn't set my alarm clock. Feeling good this morning. The holds now getting ever more technical. Really nice angle there. You can see tenuous nature of those granite holds. They get a mixed reception from the athletes, these holds. Some love them, some hate them. Releases that right tool. Oh, and look at that! She didn't quite expect it to release so aggressively. Both feet popped out and she managed to hold that cut loose there on her left hand. Needs to give that a little shake. Her shoulder's going to be screaming, I'm sure. She really dropped onto that left shoulder aggressively then. Onto the ice barrel now. Talking to the athletes yesterday, and they were saying that the ice barrels actually provide them with a section where they can move with certainty, with aggression, because the holds are so well cut. Some of the other holds, it's much more technical, slower, more precision required. So some of the athletes use these barrels to make faster progress through the route, and we see now as Jung Min Kim in the figure 9 on the left side of the barrel moves upwards. She's going to be hitting that log in just a second. As she hits that log, she's going to have to make those aggressive tools stick. And a little bit of a tangle there. Manages to get her left leg into the figure 4 position. Now she's into fig 9. It looks like she's just trying to work out how to get the height, and she's too tired. Gassed out, and cold hands as well by the looks of things. It's a long time to be on the wall. So that's our first climber finished, Jung Min Kim of Korea. She'll be followed by Japan's Haruko Takeuchi. And there it was, that moment where she just lost, I think, probably a little bit of stamina. These athletes have a lot of moves here in very cold temperatures indeed. Now they'll need to retrieve those X's. Let us know where you're tuning in from, who you are cheering for. Stick it in the chat box, drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you here. Of course, you can always send me a message directly as well on @LiamLonsdale. Use that hashtag UIAA ice climbing. It'll be interesting to see how much the cold plays an effect on these athletes this morning. There is Haruko Takeuchi making her final preparations for being tied in. retrieving those axes. Expertly done, look at that. Give that guy a beer. Lovely knot there, very well dressed knot there. Expertly tied by Haruko Takeuchi. And here she goes. Currently ranked 15th overall after 2 competitions this season. Saas-Fee the 3rd World Cup on the tour. We still have Rabenstein, Champagny and Denver. So we're just at that halfway point now. She plays 24th in Cheongsong, 9th in Beijing. And immediately already off to a slightly faster start than Jung Min Kim. Spent a little bit of time in isolation this morning before we needed to get going here in the broadcast tent. Interesting to watch the athletes warm up and see what kind of frame of mind they're in. Some of them nervous, some of them relieved, some of them relaxed. All 18 women in with a chance of making finals later today. Don't forget you can tune into that finals broadcast. We'll be live at 6:55 PM local time. And despite bursting up the wall slightly quicker than Jung Min Kim, she seems to have slowed down now. You see there those very, very shallow placements. The angle there not too aggressive on the wall, so it's not going to feel too tenuous in that position. .6:28 left on the clock. She moves onto the wall between that first panel and the ice barrel. This hanging panel feeling much, much steeper. You can see the change in angle. Immediately the athlete's going to feel that in the arms. Clip 6 made, reaches left tool in that first position, high grip into the ice barrel, big chunk coming off there as she kicks into the underside. Staying high, really nice work using the crampons in the ice It's going to feel a little bit tougher physically, but I reckon she'll actually save something on the arms just having those feet in instead of being in the Fig 4, Fig 9. Core might tire a little bit more. But it's not a bad tactic staying high at this point. Oof, just struggling to keep that height in the feet. Oh, big slip there. She manages to hold on one-handed. Oh. Is she going to try and fight back? 5 minutes left. Come on, Haruko. Oh, she's off. Great effort from Haruko Takeuchi. The ice barrel taking another victim. These ice barrels, if you've not got experience moving on those things, can be very, very challenging indeed. Our first two athletes falling at pretty much the same point. Next athlete, Switzerland's first athlete out, will be Mira Kunz. So there is Mira Kunz. Interestingly customised helmet there. First round of the World Cup that we've seen Mira Kunz at this season. Competed here last year, placed 27th, so she's already bettered that. Big improvement from the Swiss athlete. So Mira Kunz now leaves that start zone, climbs up the ice, makes her way onto the first panels, the structure here at Saas-Fee. Mira Kunz, something of a local, competed here last weekend in the Swiss Championships. Expect to see a little bit more confidence on those holds, strength in those first time kicks. Using the hand to stabilise that left tool. Smart work there as she leans away, reaches up high with that right hand. Advancing towards clip number one. Just checking out the hold as she matches him with the tool and looks for the big swing with the left hand. Opts for the safer option, goes into the figure four. So that small resin hold there. number 2. Reaches over herself there. Big 4 over that left hand. Almost a whole minute behind first time there. Timo Villinger's tuned in. He says, go Mira. Great to see support for the athletes on the broadcast. People tuned in, cheering on the route setters as well. Big shout out to Tobias Suter and crew. They've done a great job with the routes here today. Janis Svolšak's tuned in. Great to have Janis on board. Not had him at the World Cups for a long time now. Remember Janis from the first couple of seasons on the tour. He's a very strong young athlete. I believe these days spends most of his time in the mountains. Saas-Fee seen a lot of competitors return that we've not had on the circuit this far, or some competitors that even took a break from the circuit last year. Gordon MacArthur back out of retirement. Yannick Glattard back from his break to chase his guiding qualifications. Reaches up with that left hand. Oh, little foot pop there. Right hand and right foot pops at the same time, but Amira Kunzli, with just over 5 minutes on the clock, managed to recover nicely. Stayed composed. Now let's see how she fares with this ice barrel. Oh, another pop! And that left shoulder just holds. Releases to the right hand. Trying to give herself a little bit of a break. It's a great fight this from Amira Kunzli. Into the Fig 4 over that left hand. Fig 9 to move leftwards. Oh, and she pops. Didn't quite have the guns at the end there to stick with it. Amazing effort. Good recovery a couple of times there from Amira Kunzli. Our third ice barrel victim. See if we can grab a few words from her once she's untied. Next athlete out is Valyria Bogdan. Now, Valyria took gold medal yesterday in the speed competition. It's her first World Cup of the season. Sure, you won't be surprised to know when I tell you who her coach is. It's Maria Tolukanina. One of the greatest, really sharing her knowledge and skills with the youth. And it's paying off. So there is Valyria Bogdan, and if you're just joining us, a very warm welcome to Saas-Fee. It's warmed up a little bit here today, not quite as frozen in this car park. Valyria Bogdan takes off her jacket. She'll want to keep that on for as long as she can. new rule this season is that the athletes only have 40 seconds from tying in to starting. The judges can start the clock after 40 seconds if they believe that the athlete is lingering too long. Doesn't seem to be the case here. Valyria Bogdan gets off to the start of the first route, or rather the only route in the semi-finals. Very small competitor. Just like her coach Tolukanina, doesn't let her height or diminutive stature get in the way of her climbing. Climbs with aggression. One minute elapsed. Each of the athletes has 9 minutes to climb. .36 seconds behind Jung Min of Korea. Moves up towards clip number 3. Not moving quite as much of the confidence that she had in speed yesterday. The main stresses are over now. She has that gold medal in the bag. Just needs to try and relax into this speed competition, lead competition. More coffee required. Moves leftwards now to clip 4 as that route turns to a hanging panel. The athletes go straight onto their arms. Into the Stein with that left hand, just trying to find the best position. Oh, just pops there. Didn't quite have the bite of the head. Needs to readjust and try and find that. Looking tentative this morning, Valyria Bogdan. Second attempt to get that Stein locked in. Better that time as she gets a weight across and underneath it. And he cranks down. Next clip 5. And clip 6. Inches towards that ice barrel. It's caused a few problems. No athletes have managed to pass that yet. Really quickly round to that front side of the ice barrel, keeping the legs high. interestingly. Big 4 over the left hand to make clip 7. Nice work. And then reaches up into the log feature, which puts her into provisional first place already. 3 minutes 54 on the clock. Takes a second to shake. Very smart moves from Bogdan, not having wasted any energy. She's opting to use the pre-hit placements, the spots that have already been hammered in there by climbers that have gone before. Just hooks the tools in there, puts the force through them. That's going to give her much more security on those positions. So Valyria Bogdan now climbing into the light somewhat, moving through that log feature. 2 minutes 45 on the clock. "19 clips total on this route. She's at clip 8. 2 minutes 30 to go, so expect to see any women that want to get to the top moving much quicker. Clip 9. Bridged between the log and that left panel. Moves into that next Stein. Kicks across, gets the centre of gravity below it, cranks down on it. Looking really comfortable now. Big reach off that left hand now, up to the stone hold on the left side of that volume, and cranks over herself, starting to pick up that pace with just over a minute remaining. And there's that shot, gives us a little bit of context to see how far she's come. It's often deceptive, this structure. You forget how high they've climbed, how far they've climbed, with spectators on every level. Gentle crowd this morning, expect it to get much bigger in here later tonight. Matches in on that stone hold. Less than 1 minute on the clock now. There's a good look at that hold to make sure she's in the right place. Big launch off that left hand there. Nice work into the ice barrel. Really nice dynamic climb in there. Valyria Bogdan looking super composed. From nowhere has managed to go really well through this route, and will make clip 12. 20 seconds on the clock. Stands into the ice barrel. Can she make clip 13? 15 seconds left. I think it's unlikely that she's going to make that as the timer ticks down. Brilliant effort from Valyria Bogdan of Russia. Oh, and it looks like that hole moved a little bit. Valyria Bogdan there with a great effort with the young Russian gold medalist yesterday in speed. And while we watch some replays of Valyria's attempt, I'm actually joined in the studio now by Mira Kunz of Switzerland. Mira, good morning.
Good morning, Liam.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, quite comfortable. I'm a little bit tired now from the route, but quite good.
How do you feel about your performance today?
Yeah, unlucky that my feet fell from the barrow, but it's quite okay for me.
You did two really strong saves actually. It looked like you were off the first time. You managed to recover and then came back onto the barrel as well and slipped there. What was going through your mind in the first time that you fell?
I doesn't know really, but I just thought about that I have to hold this ice axe and stay on the route and try to do some moves more. Yeah.
How difficult was that route for you this morning?
Yeah, it was quite a strong route and I'm not so in form, so for me it was quite hard, yeah.
Timo Villinger got in touch to say, go Mira. He was cheering you on the live stream, and lots of people were commenting on how well you saved. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people that were supporting you?
Yeah, thank you very much for your support, and it's very nice to climb every year here in Saas-Fee, the home country. Yeah.
Will we see you at any more comps this season?
Yeah, I go to Oulu to the Youth World Championship and the European Cup, but I don't go to Rabenstein and Champagny, so no more World Cup.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us in the studio. Well done on a great performance today, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you, Liam.
Mira Kernsley there of Switzerland. Great effort from her. We'll have to wait and see where her placing finishes. And on your screen now is Daria Marinina of Russia, tying in and preparing. Daria Marinina, one of our taller athletes, made finals last week in China, placed 5th in her first ever finals. So Daria Marinina making her way up that first panel. To remind you, I'm going to try and get chats with all of the athletes as they climb this morning, certainly the ones that are willing to talk. So if you have questions for any of the ladies, then do send them in. We're currently our 5th athlete, Daria Marinina of Russia. We're going to have Emer McSwiggen of Ireland, Cora Jury of France, Olga Kozak of Poland, Sun Shin of Korea, Petra Klinger of Switzerland, Nara Song of Korea, Sina Gertz of Switzerland, and Bertling of Finland, Vivian Leber of Switzerland, Marianne Filipova of Russia, Laura von Allen of Switzerland, Marianne Thomas of France, and Maria Tolukanina of Russia. So all of those athletes will hopefully join me at some point. Do send in your questions, your comments, thoughts, feelings, problems. No, don't send me your problems, I'm only playing. Get in touch. Love to hear from you here at the UIAA. And of course, as always, use that hashtag UIAA Ice Climbing. You can contact me directly on @Liam Lonsdale. Daria Marinina now up to clip number 2. Stand by. So Daria Marinina now moving between clips 2 and 3. There is 3. Just going to take a quick look at that hold again from before with Valyria Bogdan, just to see if it did spin. Yeah, definitely moved. Even though it's double pinned, definitely moved a little bit. We'll have to see what the judges make of that. Go back to Daria Marinina now. Climbing Dine's asking, do spinners count as a technical? They do count as a technical. The fact that it had 2 pins in it could be interesting to see what the judges say, but we clearly saw it. It did spin. Now, bear in mind that our cameras are not counted as official adjudicating cameras. There are official judging cameras out there that they'll use for the review, but very interesting development there. Daria Marinina moving through that hanging section between clips 4, 5 and 6. This is where things really start to get a little bit more difficult. Marinina going high in the barrel, opting to climb in a jacket this morning. Daria Marinina gives you an indication of how cold it is. The outside temperature is somewhere in the region of -6 Celsius. Probably feels about -10 inside this giant freezer. Takes the hold on the tip of the log to get established. Oh, and look at that, Daria Marinina's pot there off that barrel. Not sure whether it was the log or the barrel that popped there. We'll see that again in a replay in a second. She'd looked so controlled. That was a shock, I have to say. So the left tool was on that green hold. The right barrel moved. No, the left tool stayed where it was, so definitely wasn't that. Let's get another angle. Let's look at that right tool. Just popped out of the ice. She didn't have enough on the left hand to save it. What a shame. Daria Marinina, so strong. Was it cold hands? Difficult to say. It's all over for the Russian. Next athlete will be Ireland's Emer McSwiggen. Emer McSwiggen made finals in Korea, first round of the season, placed 8th. Had that unfortunate fall by the first clip. Came back in China, made finals again, and this time, no mistakes. Walked away with a silver medal. Emer thought that Saas-Fee was cursed for her. She's never really favoured this round. Often not even making semi-finals. Curse is broken and she is here in semi-finals today. To give you an indication, last year at Saas-Fee she placed 22nd, the year before 28th, the year before that just outside semis, 19th. So big improvement from her this season to make it into Saas-Fee semi-finals. Removes many layers. Gets ready to climb. Now what we know from Emer is that she is a great athlete, great fitness, outstanding stamina, good power, and often moves a little slower than would be preferable on some of these routes. Now, with this being a 9-minute route, is it going to suit the likes of Emer McSwiggen? Yesterday's qualifiers 4 minutes and 4 minutes 30 respectively. Today she's got time to bed into that climb. She's got lots and lots of time to find her momentum, find that flow. I have a feeling that this could suit Emer. She can just move confidently on those holds, find those placements. straight into that undercut with the left hand. Locks in with the right. Just not quite finding the position there. Powerful move, this one. Doesn't look as bad as you'd think, but that hold, whilst big, is pointing in a funny direction. Need to use the shoulder stability to keep that in place. You see there, standing high with the right foot to get the centre of gravity. Checks it with a hand. Yeah, smart to match in. Maybe not. Just checking out that placement. She's going to go with it. Nice. We've got all sorts of support coming in from Emer, but my favourite comment so far is McSwooning for McSwiggen. Emer McSwiggen with 7 minutes on the clock. Moving up to clip number 3. Mira Alhonswo's tuned in. Louis Cleary's tuned in. Great to have you on board. Nikolai Primarov's tuned in. Moving up to clip 3 now, and still very, very conservative in pace so far. Bronna Walsh cheering for Emer. If you are enjoying the broadcast, then do like and share it. The more people that we get tuned in, the better. If you're tuned in on the Red Bull channel, very, very special welcome to you guys. Broadcasting on the Red Bull channel for the first time this weekend here. Clip 5 of 19, minute and 11 seconds behind the pace. But if we look at Bogdan, who got really, really high on this route, it's no problem. Route setters often do this. They set the route so that the pace must change as they progress. McSwiggen goes into that first ice barrel now. Fig 9 back into 4. Back into a 9 over the left hand. See her breathing there. Stay composed. Next clip number 7. Into the Fig 4 over the right hand. Oh, and look, she's opting to make the placement by hitting the axe into the log. Got a good stick on the first one. Not quite finding it better on the second one. See there, only a centimetre of tool of the tip of the pick in the log there. Those aggressive tools, really difficult to get the right angle for swinging them in there. Neve McGranahan's tuned in and supporting Emer. Lots of support on the broadcast for Emer McSwiggen. If you're an Emer McSwiggen fan, a McSwooner, that's the new name, then do share the broadcast right now. Let's get the whole of Ireland tuned in, supporting your athlete. silver medalist in Beijing. Oh, look at that, finds the pre-made hole. Saves a little bit of energy there as she reaches across. Makes that clip. Now look, she's almost a whole minute ahead of Valyria Bogdan. That slow conservative pace through the first section now has a little bit of time on her hands, and you can see how far she still has to go all the way through the upper part of the arch. Looking pretty calm, pretty composed. That's clip 10. Makes it. A little bit of pick shift there, but managing to move past it. Really nice. This next move we saw Valyria Bogdan jumping for. There's one thing I have never seen Emer McSwiggen do on a route, and that is jump. That's not to say that she can't. It's just to say I've never seen it happen. There's clip 11. Let's see how she fares with this move. She's very, very strong. She's got the lock. Oh, look at that. No jump required. Uses that figure 4. Textbook stuff from McSwiggen. 41 seconds ahead of Bogdan now. Uses the momentum of the barrel to make that move at clip 12. Kicks across. 1 minute 11 ahead of Bogdan now. Expect to see Emer McSwiggen picking up the pace. We know that she does have another gear once that 1 minute buzzer gets called. When the crowd or her teammates shout 1 minute remaining, McSwiggen just accelerates. Good hook with the right hand. Moves that weight across. The athlete's having to be careful of the edge of the wall there. Very tenuous position. You see that pick moving. But no problem for McSwiggen, who now goes into first place. 40 seconds on the clock. Come on, Emer. Clip 14 made. Big reach with the right hand. 30 seconds remaining. Emer McSwiggen now. Can she make clip 15? Very smart move. She reaches down. There it is. Clip 15 made. Oh, and there she is. Time's out. Just short on time. Just short on energy. Amazing work there by Emer McSwiggen. And a strong effort going into provisional first place at clip 15. And we'll hope to get a few words from Emer once she's got her shoes back on and her jacket on. Awesome work from the Irish athlete. Greeted by Kendra Stritch. No other Irish climbers, so Emer's teammates tend to be her friends. Fellow athletes on the tour. Kendra there calling out, cheering her on. Modest crowd here this morning. People still waking up in Saas-Fee. Maybe even getting a bit of skiing in. Expect more people for the finals later today. We'll have to wait and see if that's enough to see her through to the final. I wish I was a better lip reader. And there we see those granite holds. Very skittish. Very tenuous. Look at how much that pick's moving. Oh, and there it pops off, and that was the moment. She was very short on time. I don't think she would have got to clip 16. It was a solid effort from Emer McSwiggen. Lots and lots of people supporting Emer on that broadcast. If you are a McSwooner, then Emer McSwiggen just did you proud. Team France there, supporting their teammate. Of course, next athlete will be Cora Jury of France. Cora made finals in Korea. That was her first and only comp of the season so far. Placed 6th. Great custom helmet work there. Very motivated this season. She's been training really, really hard. Excited to see how she fares on this route. If Korea was anything to go by, then she's on great form. Had a week out of China to recover from Korea, get herself fully back into the right time zone. Theoretically, she should be in great shape right now. Removes several layers of down. Sets herself up to begin. And here she goes. Currently ranked 13th overall on the tour. If you're a French fan, then let's get that support going on the live broadcast for Cora Jury. Straight into that undercut on the left hand. Deep lock in that left elbow. Takes that hold with the right hand really nicely. Uses the right hand on the hold to stabilise herself. Smart move from Cora Jury. Very efficient climbing there. Going from strength to strength every season. Using that right hand on that hold has given her the ability to take that yellow edge. Really nice style. Deep lock again off that left hand. Makes the clip at number 3. Big lock into that tenuous left hand. Ale Cora. Nasoga is asking where do most French train? It's a great question. Some of the French athletes train on the structure in Champagny. Some of the French athletes train in Coralie's garage. She has a structure in her garage. And they can all train together. Mostly self-trained, these athletes. Makes clip number 5. Moving well. 6 minutes 25 on the clock. See that Schneid just released there as the left hand connected, but didn't seem too bothered as she continues to move. Another question coming in: when they do the route preview, do they do it from ground level or in the levels of the parking garage as well? Well, they do it from the floor. They do it from the bottom of the arena. They use binoculars. I think sometimes they go to the first level, but they don't go any higher than that. Just like any other competition, they always preview from the ground. Cora Jury moving really well. You see that she's up there quite a bit faster than Emer McSwiggen and Valyria Bogdan, and if she can keep this momentum, keep that pace, she's going to be faring well for the higher parts of this route. Flicks between 4s and 9s on this ice barrel to traverse around and reach that log. Smart clip there from Cora Jury. French teammates stood cheering. The right hand side in the red hat is Jan Jerome, one of Cora's teammates, training partners. Cora moving up that hanging log now. (3:45 on the clock as Cora Jury of France makes clip number 8. Inches away towards that left panel, that fateful panel where Petra Klinger did herself an injury, did herself a right old mischief a couple of years ago on this very structure, and still went on to climb through the pain and come away with a bronze medal. Still one of the greatest moments in the Ice Climbing World Cup history. We don't want any repeats of that. Cora Jury there, bridged nicely, good hip flexibility, very open, giving herself a second to just compose, get a bit of blood back in those hands. What I would like to see from Cora Jury now is an explosion of pace. Maybe that's what we're going to see. Maybe that's why she's slowed down, because she knows she's going to go hard and fast. 2:35 on the clock. Okay, here she goes. Kicks across. Aggressive kicks into the Stein. That's clip 10. Reaches up with the left hand. Ale Coco. Big kicks as she reaches up for that next edge. We saw Bogdan jump for the ice barrel. We saw Emer McSwiggen use the figure 4. What will Cora Jury opt for? 1:43 on the clock. A lot of time spent in that rest. Just needs to pick up that pace now. Really doesn't have time to shake if she wants to be up there in the top rankings. You see, all that time she was ahead of the others, and now she's 24 seconds behind McSwiggen. Emer with a pretty much flawless performance, just kept plugging away at those moves. We'll have Emer McSwiggen in here with me in a few moments' time. If you have any messages or questions for Emer, then do send them in. 1 minute on the clock. Moving really, really precisely. And there's that tiny edge. We did speak to the judges, and when Valyria Bogdan used that hold, her time had already run out, so it doesn't affect her score. And we believe that there won't be any more movement. The route setters think that it was just bedding in, to use their words. So no technical was called on that hold. Didn't move when Emer McSwiggen was climbing. Oh, Cora Jury just struggling with clip 13 there. It's going to be time up for her. And it was a strong effort from Cora Jury. Just a little bit too much time resting on that log. We'll hopefully grab some words from her as well. Going to try and get all the athletes in this morning, see how they feel about their climb. Hopefully we'll get Cora Jury. We can hear how she feels about that performance in the semi-finals here in Saas-Fee. Judging by that smile, I'd say she's not unhappy at all. If you are just joining us, a very warm welcome and good morning from Saas-Fee. My name's Liam Lonsdale. We're live with the women's lead semi-finals. It's the third round of the 2019 UIAA Ice Climbing World Cup. We're delighted to be here. Delighted to have you with us. Drop us a comment in the chat box. Let us know where you are tuning in from and who you are cheering for. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any messages for Emer, for Cora, for any of the athletes, we'll be doing our best to get them all in this morning for a chat after they've climbed. She's just redressing now, gets all those layers of down back on. We see she reached clip number 12. Perfect timing. Now briefly be joined by Ireland's Emer McSwiggen. So Olga Kozak of Poland will start her route, and just in those low moves I'm going to grab a short chat with Emer. So Emer, welcome.
Thank you, Liam.
It's great to have you back again. That went well.
Well, it went better than I expected, but at the same time I was very slow at the start. I don't know, it was, I thought I could go faster, but when I got there the hold just seemed really tricky and I didn't want to fall near the start. I wanted to get my value out of the climb.
Yeah, you could see that.
So yeah.
I mean, you were 6th out in the group. Valyria Bogdan, the first person to really get any proper height other than you, and she reached 12 and you were actually slower than her.
Okay.
So it was really interesting to watch. A lot of the athletes, just like you, have moved very slowly through that bottom section, and then when you hit the ice barrel, that's where the acceleration comes in. So yeah, 15 was the clip that you reached. What do you think? Is it going to be enough?
Oh, you know, I would hope it would be, but there's a lot of strong girls who have a lot of experience in this wall, who kind of know how to navigate the barrel and the wood block and that very well. So I'd love to get a chance in finals, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough.
We'll just wait and see. Well, let's talk about that wooden log for a second. You opted to try and get a good stick in there rather than using the pre-placed ones. Apart from that last hold, what was the thinking behind that?
Well, I guess I was getting a bit pumped at that stage. I got pumped really early in the route, maybe not just a good enough warm-up, and maybe at that stage I just was trying to get moving, and I just, at the start I couldn't really see any holes, and I thought, well, maybe if I put my own placement, I'll trust that more. Just maybe not good enough for finding, but it's nice to hit the barrel as well.
It looked good, and you got a couple of really good sticks in there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the route in general. What's the style like? How did it feel? Talk me through the route as you can.
Well, it was a really nice route. It started off quite technical at the start, and then the moves were bigger than the qualification, but very kind of straightforward and had a very nice flow to it. I think the upper section would have been really nice to climb with the barrel and getting right up onto the roof. So yeah, it's really nice that it was a long route. A lot of semi-final routes are quite short, so it's really good for us because we get to climb more. And
only if you get high.
Well, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, no, I loved that. That was my first time getting to traverse the barrel and the log and get up onto that head wall. So a good experience for sure.
It was really interesting watching you climbing on that head wall as well. You definitely found one of those gears that you've got in there for the faster climbing. Yeah,
well, I guess when time is running out, you kind of think, well, I have to go for it. And I must say that all the other climbers, because in Saas-Fee, the way the venue is, people can get very close to you when you're climbing, and just to hear people from every country kind of cheering, it was really nice. And just tell me to keep moving, and so that's.
I heard Kendra cheering the 1 minute as well.
She was.
That was at 1 minute 45.
Oh, no.
I thought that was a crafty tactic from Kendra to get you shifting up a gear.
That was very smart.
Yeah, you had to show that about 4 minutes.
Yeah, I had Kendra warned. Kendra's actually my roommate here in Saas-Fee, so I asked her that she start me the last minute because she knows that kind of at the last minute and try and go for it as well as I can.
Yeah, it was well into the 1:45. And another update, Ema, this is an important one. So lots and lots of support on the live stream. Lots of support.
Okay.
And a particular user had come up with McSwooning for McSwiggen.
Like what?
McSwooning.
McSwooning.
For McSwiggen. That's what it said.
I haven't heard that one before.
I haven't either. And then I came up with the idea to call your fans McSwooners. And now it's a thing. So your fans are now the McSwooners.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's good, right? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Have you any messages for the McSwooners?
I just want to say thanks for everybody. Everybody at home and everybody in Korea who's tuned in. I know my coach in Korea is probably shouting at the TV saying Emer, climb faster, but I'm sorry, coach. And thanks to everybody at home. Everybody's always been really supportive, and it makes a difference. It's doing this World Cup series. Sometimes you wonder, it's quite difficult and emotionally difficult. So it's the support means everything.
Well,
so
I'm gonna leave it there so we can pay a little bit more of attention to Olga now, who has 4 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. Thank you so much for joining me. Fingers crossed for the finals. Hope it's enough. But great performance this weekend, Ema.
Thank you so much, Liam.
Good luck for the rest of the tour, Emer McSwiggen, ladies and gentlemen. And now we come back to Olga Kozak of Poland. While Olga's climbing, I'm going to put out an appeal to the McSwooners. Is there anyone out there that can create a t-shirt or a hat, some sort of merchandise for Emer McSwiggen's fans? I reckon it'll sell. The McSwooner label could be a thing. Emer might have to move quickly now. Olga Kozak of Poland. Very steady so far. Moving really nicely, actually. Oh no! Big fall. Not quite sure what happened there. Olga had looked totally in control. I was just gearing up for Olga to hit that head wall and move really well. I'm going to have to see that replay. I have to say, I am very surprised. Very surprised indeed. A nightmare. So let's see if we can get a replay of Olga Kozak on that log there. So kicks in. Just looked to kick out. She needed to make one more move. Oh! I just can't work out what happened. I can't decide if it was the left grip opening up And I think we've got another angle that we can see. So let's watch that left hand. She changes her mind about stepping across. Yeah, it looks like her body just didn't quite find, I don't know, really confused there. Maybe tired, maybe cold, you see her blowing into her hands. There's only one way to find out what did happen, and that's to ask her herself. Hopefully we'll get her in here in just a few moments when she's managed to get changed and whatnot. Yeah, disappointing for Olga Kozak. She'd had a really good season so far. Her first finals last week, placed 4th in China. Another look at that impressive structure. Then we go to our first Korean athlete, Sun Shin, current world champion. Last season when Sun Shin finished overall first. Not only is she world champion, she's world ranked #1. She took silver medal here in Saas-Fee last year, so she is no stranger to the podium in this competition. Didn't have a great year here the year before, 23rd. Didn't make finals prior to that. And she won here. So, Sun Shin moves up to 1. Sun Shin, very experienced competitor, very strong athlete. Figure 4 over the left hand. 2. Stone hold as she approaches the menu panels on the left there. Currently sits overall in 3rd place. Took a silver medal in Cheongsong, the first round of the season, and then had an unfortunate exit from semi-finals, finishing 14th in Beijing. Across the Stein, doesn't even have the Stein in there, she's using that as an undercut. Very strong. 6:53 on the clock. Moves over onto the ice barrel. Moving around the ice barrel onto the log, and in just a few seconds I will be joined by Cora Jury of France. We'll have a chat to her and see how she felt about her route. Cora, very warm welcome.
Thank you, Jan.
How did that go for you? The route, how do you feel?
Yeah. I feel not so bad. My English is not very good, but the holds are good. Yeah. I was afraid to traverse the wood because I never traversed the wood, so I'm happy with this. But after, it's not very hard, but it's long and we need endurance.
Yeah. It was interesting. You looked really, really solid, especially when you moved through the wood. Despite those nerves, you moved very well indeed. And then you stopped there in that bridge position, and you rested there for over a minute, actually.
Yeah, I wanted to see the end of the route. So I took a time to see hold and to not make mistake also. But I'm not sure it's a good idea to take 1 minute at the end of the wood because it's not a very good position to take a rest. But maybe it's a mistake. It's hard to be lucid in the route. So.
Well, what I will say is that you had a lovely smile on your face when you came down. Were you happy with that performance?
Yeah. I was happy because it's the first time I climbed a long route like this in Saas-Fee. So next year I fell at the beginning in semi-final. So I'm happy to climb 9 minutes. Yeah, I was completely pumped at the end, but yeah.
And how do you feel about the route setting? Talk me through the style of route setting here. How was it for you?
I like the routes in Saas-Fee because it's interesting to climb on rock. It's technical, but I like the style in Saas-Fee. Yeah.
Well, it certainly looked like you were enjoying yourself. And the last thing I'll say is there were lots of people giving you lots of support on the broadcast. Is there anything you'd like to say to all your fans at home?
Okay, I didn't know that, so thank you so much, everybody. And that's very important also to. Yeah, we don't know that because we are in isolation, but that's very, very important also. So thank you so much.
There were many Alecocos.
Alecocos. No, I don't like this name. Cora, it's better.
I said Cora, they said Coco.
Oh, Coco, okay.
I prefer Cora.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Liam.
Cora, congratulations again. Great effort, and we're looking forward to seeing you on the rest of the tour.
Thank you so much, yeah.
So that was France's Cora Jury, and we can go back to Sun Shin now of Korea as she moves higher up that head wall. Lots and lots of time, just looking behind her for the clock. 3 minutes remaining. Big reach for that right hand there, and you see the foot popped, just killed the momentum of the swing. Finds that position, 2:35 on the clock. Lots of time still left to climb for Sun Shin. Big lock off the underside of that very small rock edge. Makes clip 13. Now check out the clip split on this one. Moves, look at that, 1 minute 24 ahead of Emer McSwiggen, who currently sits in first place. It's a lot of time to do a lot of moves. 19 clips total on this route to give you some context. As she has at clip 13, Emer McSwiggen making clip 15. Big Stein on the underside of that left hand. Takes the hold in the high grip there. Shaking a little bit more now, trying to get some blood back into the hands. Shake some of the pump out. Yeah, nice work as she makes the moves just by clip 14. just over a minute remaining. That's the 1 minute call there. Nice swift movement. Big look at that, really nice move as she fig fours over the right hand and turns a whole body sideways. Very efficient movement. Struggles with clip 15 there. Emer McSwiggen clipping that from a couple of moves below. But what that does mean is she's straight up into the ice barrel. That'll put her into first position. Fig 9 over the right hand. .12 seconds ahead of McSwiggen when she made that clip. And I think our clock was just out of sync there, and that's time up for Sun Shin. Provisional first place for the Korean athlete and reigning world champion. Nice work. Experience showing through there. And now our next athlete is none other than Petra Klinger, former bouldering world champion, bouldering World Cup gold medalist, ice climbing world medalist, gold medalist in Kirov 2015. And that was the moment that she timed out on that barrel there. Still with 4 clips to go, a lot of moves remaining. He's enjoying himself. Those hips do not lie. There's the isolation camera, the number of athletes in there, obviously reducing all the time. So you can see on the right hand side, Annie Bertling in the blue jacket. Left of her in the Korean jacket is Nara Song. Swiss team in the yellow jackets sat down on those lazy boy chairs. Some loungers, whatever we call them. Nice and relaxed. And there's our second Swiss athlete out. Petra Klinger. Petra focused on the Bouldering World Cup and Olympic qualification in sport climbing. She's had only a few sessions on tools this season. Ooh, just a missed kick there as she tried to kick into that volume. And this is one thing that we will see Petra doing a lot, is using those hands. Incredibly strong fingers from that rock climbing pedigree. It's efficient, it's secure, and if you've got strong enough hands to do it, then it's worth doing. Look at that. 3 moves in a row, Petra uses the hands on those holds, and it'll be very interesting to see her split at clip number 2. Moving through that first section so fast. Feel very nice, very comfortable. It's clip number 3. Some of the athletes not reaching this point until they have 2 minutes elapsed, and Petra is still just outside of 1 minute. Brilliant work for the Swiss athlete. Look at that, 22 seconds ahead of the pace. Big kick across to centre that gravity at clip number 5 in that Stein. Little shift there. Heard that one. There's no problem. Into the hook with the left hand. Makes 5 and 6 simultaneously. Matches backhand in the high grip. Just steps across into that ice barrel. Petra Klinger, an outstanding athlete. The last year she's been very, very focused on her studies. Post-World Championships. We had a chat yesterday and she's finally finished her studies, handed in her thesis, which I'm sure will be a big relief for her. Moves up that ice barrel. Makes clip number 7 and moves that rope off her leg. Manages to avoid the tangle. Did go out to Canada earlier this year, spend a little bit of time on tools with Gordon MacArthur. I know she competed in a couple of bouldering competitions as well. 6 minutes remaining for Petra Klinger. Opting to use those pre-placed, pre-used positions. Questions coming in, what was Petra studying? I believe it was sports management. Don't quote me on that. I know there was a lot of sports stuff in there. And into that fateful position where she did have that terrible injury just a couple of years ago, but she's rehabbed, she's strong. I'm sure she's very conscious of that position. Also taking a second to shake, 38 seconds ahead of the pace. Reaches across into that Stein. 2 feet into that panel. I breathed a sigh of relief, I don't know if she did. Moving off that log. And makes clip number 10. Steady away so far for Petra Klinger. First competition we've seen her in for the season. Did compete last year. Placed 8th. Only in Saas-Fee. It's the only competition that she did. 4:25 on the clock as she makes clip number 11. And if she can stick with this, she's going to be really high up those rankings. The photographer might want to move his camera. Nearly got a cramp onto the lens there. Oh no! She's off! And that was a really big mistake for Petra Klinger, and she holds her head knowing that she made that mistake. Oh, what a shame. Falls at clip number 11. A little bit of inexperience, or, you know, not enough time on tools this season. She'll be very frustrated with that. Such a shame for the Swiss athlete. These things do happen. This is competitions. Petra Klinger holds her head in disappointment. Tried to pop and didn't quite have the right hand in a good enough position to use it. Let's see that again. She missed the placement, and then because she was on the right hand, she couldn't dynamically come back down. She needed to be on the tools there. Hopes of Switzerland's medals rest on Vivian Leber and Laura van Almen now. Sina Gertz as well in those ranks. Joining me now in the studio is Olga Kozak of Poland. Olga, welcome.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I hope for some better climb than today, but it's okay.
Yeah, we were watching very closely, and I have to apologise. I was talking to Emer McSwiggen for the majority of your climb because you were looking so calm. You were in great form, and I was thinking, right, okay, Olga's on the log. We'll wind up the interview with Emer, and I was ready to commentate on your upper part of the route, and then you fell. Talk me through what happened.
I made some mistake on the ice barrel, with the quick draw, so it cost me a lot of powers. and I almost fell on this ice barrel, so I was very happy that I could climb more. But still, trying to make the next quick draw was also some kind of mistake because it was too long, too far, clipping from that position. So it's like if you climb with the mistakes, you just fall down. So.
Yeah, what I saw was you were on the log, you looked like you were going to step out onto the panel, realised it was just too far.
Yeah,
and it just looked like you...
It's just like a few mistakes one after another, and it's like, if it was like one or two, maybe I can handle this and go a little bit far and just stand on my feet. But I made like maybe 4 or 5 mistakes at the same time, and it was all.
Well, as we know, in these competitions, one week we can be in finals, the next week we certainly can't. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. Such a strong field. What's going through your mind ahead of next week in Rabenstein?
I'm very happy because I know the route setters for the Rabenstein. There will be the same as in China. There will be Russians, Stas Łobzow and Vasya Teryohin. So I'm very curious what routes they prepare for us for the Rabenstein. And now I'm very happy also with the 1 week of rest in Arco.
So that's the plan, go to Arco, train a little bit, rest a little bit. Get ready
More
for
rest than train, because I think we've got enough of training for this year. We just need a little bit rest between the competition, because between China and European competition, I just went to Poland and drive by car like 21 hours.
Wow.
So I've just got maybe 1.5 day for rest, and it was also a long day yesterday. So
yeah, it's certainly a challenging competition in terms of duration here in Saas-Fee.
It's like 2 days of competition. It's really challenging because
it's not just 2 days, it's 2 full days.
Yeah, exactly.
From early until late. And of course you climbed in speed finals yesterday.
Yeah.
How did you feel about your speed performance?
I felt quite good. I really like the technique I learned in Kirov. It's just I need to be a little bit faster than I was yesterday, but still I think it's easier to learn how to drive, just move faster than to learn the technique.
Interesting. Well, Olga, commiserations on today. I know you would have liked to have done a little better, but congratulations on a consistent effort as ever, and thank you so much for your time in the booth.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best of luck for the rest of the tour and for Rabenstein next week.
Yes, I'll see you in Rabenstein.
Thanks, Olga. Olga Kozak of Poland there, joining me in the booth. Unfortunate fall after a few mistakes on the log today. We'll have to see where that puts her in the overall rankings for today. And we'll look forward to seeing a strong performance from her in Rabenstein. On your screens now is Nara Song of Korea, wearing bib number 8. Nara took a bronze medal in Korea in the first comp of the season in Cheongsong, 13th place in China. Let's see how she fares today. 1 gold medal here last year and the year before. No stranger to the top spot of the podium, and she took a silver medal here in 2015. So yeah, Nara Song favouring these long technical routes. Up by clip number 5 now. 7 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Remaining as Nara Song moves onto the ice barrel. 10 seconds ahead of the pace. Hopefully be able to get Petra Klinger up here in the booth. And Sun Shin. Not sure whether Petra will be feeling pretty talkative. Amazing work there, very efficient movement. Moving across that ice barrel. Looks like a tool stuck. Needs to be careful on that left placement. Oh, that is not ideal. There, manages to get it out. little bit of time wasted there. Just looking to her left, trying to orientate herself with that panel. When can she step across and get into that slightly less strenuous position? Great hip flexibility there. .5:30 on the clock. It's Nara Song shakes before making clip number 9. If you are just joining us, a very warm welcome to Saas-Fee and welcome to the women's lead semi-finals. Currently watching Nara Song of Korea. Just over halfway through this women's semi-final. 19 clips and a 9-minute route. 38 seconds ahead of the pace. Current first place, Sun Shin, was up there in the ice barrel after making clip number 15. We'd love to hear from you. The Ice Climbing World Cup. Very easy to get in touch. You can drop us a comment in the chat box. You can use the hashtag on your own posts, UIAA Ice Climbing. You can also contact me directly on any of the social media platforms. Just search at Liam Lonsdale. 4 minutes 30 seconds on the clock. Really solid placement with that left hand. Good hook using the full length of that hold. Gives her a moment to shake. If you're enjoying what you're watching, then do feel free to like and share the broadcast. The more people we get watching, the more people we get reacting, the more people that see it. Share your love of ice climbing with the world. 3 minutes 55 on the clock for Nara Song. This is the moment that Petra Klinger fell. Clip number 11. Tried to be smart using that right hand on the crimp, but just fell short of the ice barrel placement. Couldn't save the fall. That was her route over. Disappointment for her. A lot of pressure on these athletes, especially the likes of Petra. Home competition. Ten seconds ahead of the pace. Just over 50, 2:50 on the clock. Stands off that barrel to give her some stability and reach with the right hand. Really efficient kicking style. This type of route really suits Nara Song. Not too powerful, not too technical. Very deceiving to watch her. You think that she's moving kind of slowly, but she's so efficient. Very rarely stops to shake, but for the odd quick flick of the hands, very rarely makes a mistake. Just consistent movement from start to finish. Two minutes on the clock, and you can see she's a long way to go yet at clip 13 of 19. This is the third competition of the tour. Started off in Cheongsong 2 weeks ago. Last week we were in Beijing, China. This week we're in Saas-Fee, Switzerland. Next week we'll be in Rabenstein, Südtirol. From there we'll go to Champagny, France. The next competition will be Denver, Colorado. Final round of the season. We then have a World Championships in Kirov first weekend of March. We'll be live broadcasting all of them, myself and the team from QTV. 1 minute remaining for Nara Song as she climbs her way into first place now. Really, really nice work from Nara Song. Oh, and she's fallen! We'll have to have a look at that replay. See what happened there, but I think it's probably as much that she was tired as that she fell. Really nice work from the Korean athlete. Nice work from Nara Song. Climbs away into first place. She went up for that left hand. Yeah, it looked like she just gassed out on the right fig four. A lot of climbing there. 9 minutes of climbing. Just lost the grip on the right hand. Needed to get the Stein with the left. Let's watch it again. Yeah, just tired. Great work. And a new high point. Next athlete will be Sina Gertz. Sina, only 19 years old, is the current Swiss champion. Took the gold medal here last weekend in the Swiss Championships. There'll be a slight delay while we wait for that axe. Hopefully we can see another replay of Nara Song's attempt. We can see whether or not she did manage to touch that stone hold. Of course that will affect her score. So she was in the fig four. Let's look closely. Oh, did she touch it? Did she not? Very difficult to see from that angle. The first attempt, it was possible that she might have. Let's see from this angle. No, can't see from that one. They're teasing us. Let's check another angle. Oh, it's impossible to say. We'll have to check the official judges' cameras for that. 6 athletes remaining. Sina Gertz of Switzerland, Emer Bertling of Finland, Vivian Leber of Switzerland, Marianne Filipova of Russia, Laura von Almen of Switzerland, Marion Thomas of France, and Maria Tolukanina of Russia, last but by no means least. Philippe Jean Lambert's joined. A very warm welcome to the broadcast, Philippe. Will you be joining us in Chamonix? Sina Gertz now begins her attempt. Top 8 athletes from the men and women's competition will go through to the finals. And of course we want to see you guys here as well watching. Finals broadcast will begin at 6:55 local time, Central European time, 1 hour ahead of the UK, 9 hours ahead of the Pacific West Coast, about 8 hours behind the Pacific East, West, East, Asia, 9 hours behind Korea. Or 8. I don't even know anymore. I recommend using the website time.is. Time.is is a great way to find out where we are and where your time zone is in relation to that. Just type in time.is/Saas-Fee. You'll see the time here and the time where you are, and then you can extrapolate accordingly. Because I cannot do the maths this morning. I only had 1 coffee, you know? These things are important, guys. Important details. Caffeination for the nation. Sina Gertz climbing through into that first section. Look at that, she's absolutely flown! up there. Less than a minute. Got to be the fastest to that point. So look at those splits. And she makes this next clip. Look at that, 26 seconds of Nara Song. So fast, Sina Gertz, using that experience that she has on this home structure. She did win a round of the European Cup here at O-Block in Bern, and that's a tricky position for her to be in there. Commits to one hand. Look at this! Hopefully she's not made a mistake here. Excellent strength! Look at that, brilliant confidence. I have to say, that was exceptional work from Sina Gertz, the young Swiss athlete, showing confidence in her own strength, confidence in the holds. Brilliant. Very, very promising. Very quiet athlete. Keeps herself to herself. Bayek, she's strong. Placed 4th in Korea for the first round of the season. Took a break before the Swiss Championships. Came back early to Switzerland last week. There's clip number 9. 32 seconds ahead of the pace. This is brilliant work, and if Sina Gertz can maintain that pace, could be even another high point. Takes a moment to shake in that bridge position. 5:29 on the clock. Steps across, gets a centre of gravity below that Stein, which is high to the good edge by clip number 10. There's clip number 11 for Sina Gertz. Now let's see how she takes this move. Seen a couple of different methods, some successful, some unsuccessful. Stands up onto the volume, goes into the figure 4. Oh, and that was almost a mistake there. 32 seconds ahead of the pace, but at that moment, look at the deep lock. Oh, she sticks that. Brilliant work from the young Swiss athlete. Deep lock off that right hand. Little pop into the lower side. Excellent work from Sina Gertz. 4 minutes 24 on the clock. There's clip number 12. She'll still be ahead of the pace, I think, even with that little mistake. Seems that she's got plenty of time to go, but this route is not easy from this point, and that technical nature does slow these athletes down. Kicks across with the right feet, gets the centre of gravity across as she moves the left as well. Into that tiny edge on the black box. A lot of support from the Swiss fans and the Swiss team. .3:35 on the clock. Nice work as she places that right hook into the Stein. This is a good, powerful Stein. Smart move from her, not clipping high. Waiting until she's right by the clip in that very comfortable Stein pull. Makes clip 13, makes clip 14. 3 minutes 10 on the clock. Yeah, this is great work from Sina Gertz. 3 minutes remaining. Way ahead of the pace. Takes a second to shake. She knows she's got time on her hands. Big left all the way out by clip 14. A nice swing of the feet. Gets the centre of gravity below it. And you see the head of the axe moving, but it's so stable under that weight. Another second to shake, and she's tiring now with 2 minutes 22 on the clock. Into the fig four over that left hand. Look at that, a whole minute ahead of Nara Song. Can she use that minute to her advantage? Or has she used all the power that she's got left? Still calm, places that tool to give herself a little moment to shake first. Fig four over the left hand. Really nice work from the young Swiss athlete. 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. Oh, just short of the hold. She hits it that time. That's going to put her into first place. Lots of time still to go. Needs to get a good position on that hold so that she can crank down on it. She'll be tiring on this ice barrel. Oh, she's so close. There it is. Better that time. 1 minute on the clock for Sina Gertz, and she'll be desperate to get the feet into that wooden panel. Shake out that right hand, Sina Gertz. Makes clip number 16. Looks like again there was a sync issue with our clock there, so that was a time up called by the judges, but she is in first place with clip 16 made. Just getting the information that actually she didn't make clip 16 in time. But still is in first place ahead of Nara Song. And with that effort has guaranteed a place in the final. Really, really strong effort from Sina Gertz of Switzerland. Very few mistakes. Used the whole 9 minutes. Managed to get into solid first place there. So, brilliant effort from Sina Gertz. Our next athlete will be Emer Bertling. We'll hopefully get Sun Shin, Petra Klinger and Nara Song for a chat at some point. Emer Bertling tying in there. Let's take a quick look. The live results, you can do the same by visiting the UIAA.org. Let's have a look who's in the qualifying position so far for the finals. Expect this to change with 5 athletes remaining, but 8th place is Olga Kozak of Poland, 7th place Petra Klinger of Switzerland, 6th place Valyria Bogdan of Russia, 5th place Cora Jury of France, 4th place Emer McSwiggen of Ireland, 3rd place Sun Shin of Korea, 2nd place Nara Song of Korea, 1st place Sina Gertz. So guaranteed finalists so far, Sina Gertz and Nara Song. And no, that's it. Guaranteed finalists so far, Sina Gertz and Nara Song. in that top 2 with 6 climbers to go. For what place they qualify, we will have to wait and see. Emer Bertling, who took the first ever medal for a Finnish athlete last week in Beijing, took the bronze medal, climbs now. Strong rock climber as well, Emer Bertling, but opting to only use the tools on these low moves. So Petra Klinger fly through this low sequence, only using her hands on the holds. But then that same technique a little higher, cost her dearly. Came up short on one of the big moves. Almost certainly out of qualifying for the finals. Emer Bertling moves up. So we see there Emer Bertling just below halfway on that pack for the first couple of clips. 55 seconds behind Sina Gertz, who sits in first place. 1 hold ahead of Nara Song. Current standard for qualification, guaranteed qualification, is 15 clips. 4 athletes up there, but only 2 guaranteed a place in the semi-finals. Emer McSwiggen, Sun Shin, Nara Song and Sina Gertz, all with 15 clips made. Very little opportunity to make mistakes here, or rather very little room to make mistakes, lots of opportunities. Emer Bertling moving on that steep hanging panel, crawling up that table now, 1 minute 20 behind Sina Gertz. A lot of these athletes opting to move slightly slower and make fewer mistakes. And he goes into the Fig 9 first. Various methods deployed on this barrel by different athletes. Any one of the taller athletes goes low on a second move. Emer Bertling onto that log now. 4 minutes 48, moving a little bit slow for my liking on this low section. 1 minute 30 off pace now. Needs to really pick it up. If we look at the other people at 15 clips, they're moving a little faster, although Emer McSwiggen, who did get 15 clips, still behind Penny at this point. Four minutes remaining as Emer Bertling kicks across into that panel on the left. Two minutes off the pace now. Sina Gertz really flew through this section. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining for Annie Bertling. Annie Bertling now just struggling with clip number 10. Up to the edge with the left tool, and interestingly she's gone front on that edge. Some of the other athletes opting to take it sideways, which looked much more comfortable. There's no trouble though for Annie. These kids are in the audience as well. Oh, another fumble of the clip there at 11. Minutes 9 seconds now remaining. Annie Bertling by clip number 11 really needs to start shifting through the gears, picking up the pace. .152 on the clock. Really little time for shaking here. 2 minutes 22 off the pace. You can see some acceleration from Bertling of Finland. That's clip number 13. Oh, little flick of the wrist there, almost cost her, but she's still moving. 1:08 on the clock. Still a lot of work to do if she wants to be up there. 1 minute remaining. One thing for sure, the top of the pack is going to be very, very tight qualifying for this final. Final broadcast starts today at 6:55 local time, 5 before 7. Love to see you guys here. Makes that left grip. So I'm just getting the information that clock's 15 seconds behind, so Annie Bertling 10 seconds on the clock, into that ice barrel. Oh, and the feet pop! Every move counts now. Oh, and that left hand pops as well, and we'll have to see whether or not she's tied with Emer McSwiggen, or if she's ahead or behind Emer McSwiggen. We'll see that in a second. But clip 15 made into the ice barrel. Great work from Finland's Annie Bertling. Four athletes remain. Next out will be Vivian Leber of Switzerland. She'll be followed by 5 athletes remain. Can't do maths this morning. Vivian Leber of Switzerland will be next. She'll be followed by Mariam Filipova, Laura von Almen, Marianne Thomas, and Maria Tolukanina. So Annie Bertling actually goes into second place there, and climbing into second is guaranteed a place in the finals. It's brilliant work from her. And while Annie is getting recovered, I actually can in a second will be joined by Sun Shin and Nara Song of Korea. So joining me now is, as I said, Nara Song and Sun Shin. Nara, well done.
Yeah, so tired now.
How did that route feel for you?
At the bottom part, that holes are very good, and before I climbed, I think that some stone holes are not good, but I tried to check.
Yeah.
Double check.
Yeah.
But that one was good before I reached that ice batter.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my ice X is a bit stuck in that hole. So I think that at the time, I remember a few years ago, same situation in Saas-Fee. So I couldn't get in the final that time in semi-final round. So I was worried about about that, but I got my ice exit. Then I kept climbing, and when I reached that higher that ice batter, that one is so hard.
Really?
Yeah, my hands are frozen, and I couldn't have last at the time because I know that time is almost done, so I tried to keep moving, but finally I failed, but feels great.
Sunny, how did you find the route setting? What did you think of the route setting?
About route setting?
Yeah.
I like this style, but I couldn't see some holes, so I was so nervous. When I get there, I spend so much time to check the hole. Yeah. But I think it's kind of part of triathlon and competition. Everything we cannot see, we cannot know everything. I was so nervous. So I got so much pump. I spent all of my time. Yeah, I couldn't my all of energy, but I feel so hard. Yeah, I just feel good at this kind of stone holes. Yeah, it was very good climb.
Good.
Good. I mean, good setting and good hold and good war. I like this competition. Yeah.
Looking at the results at the moment, you're in 4th place, and Nara, you're in 3rd place, and we still have 5 more athletes to go, so we're in the danger zone. How do we feel about that?
I don't know. I just worry about I cannot go.
Do you think it's enough or not?
I don't know. It's long time to climb, 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So probably every girls climb more, possibly more higher than me. I don't know. I just hope I can go to final.
And Honore, how do you feel? You're in 3rd place, so you're guaranteed a place in the finals.
Maybe, but I think I have to check my place now because I check Annie is
Annie's tied with you at the moment.
But I got more than Annie.
Okay.
More than that whole 2 more, I think.
In the ice barrel.
Yes, maybe, but I'm so happy to get in finally.
And so we'll wait to see what happens. Before the finals, what will you do to prepare?
Now, at first, I need some coffee and some bread or some rice.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. And take a bit short nap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much to both of you for joining me. Congratulations on a great attempt. I hope you both do well, and I hope some of you make the final as well. And good luck for both of you for next week in the Rabenstein as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks so much, ladies. That was, of course, Nara Song and Sun Shin of Korea. We'll wait to see how they do later. In a few moments' time, we'll have Petra Klinger as well. We'll hopefully get hold of Sina Gertz and Bertling. We're trying to get every athlete into the booth today after they've climbed to see how they feel about their attempt. On your screens, in the very fetching red boots, is Vivian Leber. Young Swiss athlete climbed away into 5th place in the qualifiers. Vivian Leber joint 17th place here last year, 29th the year before, so already bettered herself today. Assuming that she doesn't fall off particularly low, that is. It's the first competition we've seen her in this season. Seven minutes remaining. She moves into the hanging panels. First steep section of this route. So we have a confirmation now that the timer is due to a graphic delay at the moment. We're not quite sure. Our wonderful technical team are trying to fix that, but each time you see the timer on the screen, it's 15 seconds slow. So 6 minutes on the clock for Vivian Leber. She's going to test my quick maths this morning, especially only on one coffee, but we'll do our best to get that fixed for you. Vivian Leber now moving through to clip number 6. The ice barrel. Again, something of a home competition. .450 on the clock. Vivian Leber moving up that log now. The wooden log providing a unique feature here in Saas-Fee. Athletes tend to like it. Very rare that they get to swing their axes into something. Nice kick across with the left foot, 4:15 on the clock. Vivian Leber moving leftwards up to clip number 10. Moves up to that good edge on the left-hand side of the box. Picking up the pace now. Fast kicks. Needed a couple more than would have liked, but seems to be finding that pace. 1:47 behind the pace as she makes clip number 11 now. Needs to make that next move, and of course that next move was where Swiss athlete Petra Klinger fell, and we will be having her in the studio once Vivi's finished. We'll have a chat with her about that. Nice deep block there off that fig four. Into the upper part of the ice barrel. 3 minutes on the clock, and she's really accelerated now, finding another gear. This is really nice climbing from Vivi. Big reach with the right hand. 2 minutes 30 on the clock. Keep going, Vivi. Didn't know what she was hearing there. She maybe thought she heard time out. She's got plenty of time to go. Needs to get up into clip 15 to be in with a chance of qualifying, and that was a smart move to skip 13. Let's make that next move, get into the good Stein. Yeah, really good climbing now. Aggressive kicks, efficient movement. Makes clip 14, 2 minutes on the clock. Still struggling with those kicks to get them first time, but it's not affecting her too much. 1:54 remaining. There's clip 15 now. If she can get up into that ice barrel, that's what we need. It's where she needs to be in with a chance of qualifying. That ice barrel, 15.2 is the score when you hit that. She really, really needs to be up there, and if she can get up to clip 16, then she's with an even better chance. Sina Gertz, her teammate. Oh, look at that! Cuts loose with the left hand, but no problems. Really good control as she goes fig 4 into fig 9, and we just... Oh, she's off! Still plenty of time on the clock there, but just gassed out. Great work from Vivian Leber. And joining me in the studio now is Switzerland's Petra Klinger. Petra, welcome.
Hi, guys.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good.
Good.
Kind of still annoyed of my climbing, but I guess that's competition.
Well, let's talk about it from the start, because actually your climbing was really, really wonderful to watch. You moved so efficiently through that first section, using your hands, skipping the moves. What was in your head as you started that route?
After yesterday's climbing, which I was really not happy, my goal was to climb efficiently, climb nice, and I think I really succeeded in that.
Yeah,
so
sure.
kind of I'm happy with that. I put away my nerves. I was quite nervous, actually.
Yeah, you were.
So yeah, I'm really happy with my start. I had a really good pace. I was super confident. The more moves I did, the better I felt, up to that one move.
And so talk us through what happened there. You took it with your hand, which
Yeah.
looked like it might work.
Well, it would have certainly worked. Like, I was so confident, maybe a little bit too confident, but once I had the hold, I took the second ice axe into my mouth, and I wanted to move up, and in exactly this moment my ice axe caught the rope, and it kind of pulled me just a little bit down, which took away my concentration and my focus. And it was also just like these 1-2 centimeters which were missing to hit the hole on top. And yeah, that was it. I couldn't hold the
crimp on the way back down.
Yeah, on the way back down.
Such a shame.
Yeah, it's really hard because I wanted to be in finals. My goal, well, all the time when I'm competing is finals.
Yeah.
And moving with such a good pace and then doing such a stupid mistake or being so unlucky, kind of both a bit, it annoys me. And for sure, because also I'm just doing Saas-Fee and maybe Robinstein, I would have loved to be in finals, especially in front of my home crowd.
Well, after that performance today, do you think you're more incentivized to go to Robinstein, more of a point to prove?
In one way, yes, for sure. I really want to go to Champagny. it depends a little bit on my training schedule otherwise, because my focus this year is for sure qualifying for the Olympics in sport climbing, which is definitely my priority. Is also why I haven't been able to train that much on tools. So I've been, climbing mainly on hands. That's why I try to take all the holds with my hands.
And let's quickly talk about, I know I don't want to take up too much of Mariam's climb, but let's quickly talk about the other Swiss ladies. For a long time, you were leading the way, and the younger girls, they were doing all right. They were making semi-finals. Now we've got a really strong crop. We've got you, we've got Sina. Vivian Leber just climbed so well there. Can you talk us through what's going on with the Swiss females?
I think we really have a good team, especially this year. We have strong girls. They motivate themselves, and they're training hard. And it's nice to see, and I'm super happy to see how they progressed in the last couple of years. And the chances are so good that we have 3 Swiss in the finals. So I'm really just happy. And it was also kind of my first thought that at least we have Swiss in the finals. It would have annoyed me more if I would have been the only one in semi-finals and kind of messing up. But like this, I mean, it's amazing. And I can watch the other girls climbing in finals, which I haven't been able to do in a long time. So I'm kind of looking forward to that as well.
That's great to hear.
I think part of the success as well is that we really have a good organization behind us with our federation, with our coaches, Tobias and Silvan, who did a really good job. Also the guys, I think the whole team spirit this year has grown massively. And other athletes are training hard, so I think the pressure to train hard is growing in general, which is nice to see that the climbing actually, or the ice climbing and the comps are evolving, growing, and athletes are getting stronger every year.
Well, it's very interesting to see. We do hope we get to see you at some more comps and in some finals this season. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm sure we'll be speaking to you again at some point. Best of luck for the Olympics.
Thank you.
And we will see you soon.
Hopefully.
Cheers, Petra. That was, of course, Petra Klinger of Switzerland. You are watching Mariam Filipova of Russia now as she moves towards clip number 6. So I'm being informed that the good folks in our technical team at QTV have nailed the clock situation, and the clock that you see is correct on your screens. So you can accurately see the time elapsed in the time remaining with that clock on the screen. Mariam Filipova moving onto the log at clip number 7. Mariam Filipova of Russia had a mixed season so far. Currently sits overall in... I can't even see. Can't see her on the list. 22nd place. Finished 13th in Korea. Once Mariam's finished, we will have Sina Gertz of Switzerland in the studio. Currently sitting in first place. If you have questions or something you'd like me to ask Sina, then do get in touch. Drop us a comment in the chat box. What would you like to know from current first place at Sina Gertz and Swiss champion as well, I believe. Mariam Filipova with 5 minutes 10 seconds on the clock, or rather 5 minutes exactly, moving really well through this log section. Good pace so far. One of the faster athletes to this point. Oh, little foot pop there, but composes herself. Steps into the wooden panel. Makes clip number 9. reaches down into the Stein. Commits fully to this head wall with 4 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock roughly. 1 minute 16 behind the pace that Sina Gertz set. Absolutely blistering pace from the young Swiss climber. Moves up to that good edge, takes it as on the side, really nice. It's the better way to take it, I believe. Feel a little bit more secure as she makes this next move. Current top 8: Valyria Bogdan, Cora Jury, Emer McSwiggen, Sun Shin, Nara Song, Bertling, Vivian Leber and Sina Gertz. Still with 3 athletes to go after Mariam. Uses the lower hold with her hand to stabilise herself as she gets the deep lock with the right hand. Really nice lock there to get into that barrel. 3 minutes 10 seconds remain. Clip 12. Hits the hold first time with the right hand, and it is a tricky move, that big ice block with the left hand swinging around. Can kill the swing, kill the momentum. No problem though. Still moving really nicely. Two minutes 20 on the clock. Good hold. Matches in with the right hand. Vivian Filipova now shaking on that jug with the right hand as she goes into the Stein with the left. Makes clip 13 and 14 in quick succession. Big reach with that right hand. Locks that right tool in really nicely behind the hold. Throws the left leg over for the Fig 4 to make clip 15. Now it's all about which hold she takes with less than a minute on the clock. Needs to be in that ice barrel if she wants to be in with a chance of qualifying. Behind her into that barrel. Nice flick of the legs. Left leg over, right hand into the Figure 4. Really consistent movement. Time is up for Vivian Filipova. She'll be tied in there, and while those replays play, I'm going to welcome Sina Gertz to the studio. Sina, how are you doing?
Yeah, fine, thanks.
Get that microphone close to your mouth so everybody at home can hear you. You're currently sitting in first place. Did you expect that?
No, not really. So I was pretty pumped at the barrel.
but I'm happy that I was able to recover for the last move that put me in the first place.
Well, you did recover and you were moving so well. Talk me through the route setting.
Yeah, it was nice. Quite some tricky holds, but if you take them right, they forgive quite a lot, I think. The moves weren't particularly hard, so you just could move quite fast. But still, I needed to let myself some time to shake, because otherwise I would have been pumped in the barrel.
Yeah, you moved super well. And last week you took the Swiss Championship here. You took gold medal. How much did that help in your preparation for today?
Yeah, it helped quite a lot. It gave me a lot of confidence. So at the Swiss Championship, I had the same line in the final. And I knew that I was able to put it together with the endurance, because I could climb until the top. So that was quite, giving me a lot of confidence for the route.
And you definitely qualified for finals later. What are you going to do between now and then? How are you feeling? How are you going to prepare?
Yeah, I'm going to get some sleep and watch the men. And just chill a bit. We'll see.
You just seem pretty relaxed about the whole thing, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I had so many good comps this year, so everything can happen, and I'm able to just remember the good results, and it wouldn't be that bad if something happens. I just have to keep that in mind.
It's a strong mentality. Your teammate Vivian Leber also climbed really well. She's currently in a qualifying position as well. What's it going to mean to you to have her in the finals with you?
I'm so happy for her. She was always really strong, and it didn't really pay off in the routes or in the World Cups specifically. So I'm really happy that she was able to put it together today.
And Laura von Almen starting her route there. What can you tell us about her?
She is so strong this season. I think she can even top my high point. She doesn't shake as much as I do.
Well, you heard it here first. Sina, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on a great semi-final.
Thank you so much.
And good luck for later today and for the rest of the competitions this season. That was, of course, Sina Gertz of Switzerland. Very strong athlete, currently first place in this semi-final. We're definitely seeing her later in the finals. If you want to tune into that broadcast, very easy to do so. Whatever you're watching it on now, you can be here again. We'll be live at 6:55 local time. Laura von Almen of Switzerland climbing now on that lower part of the route. The men's semi-final will be taking place as well today. If you get to tune in for that, like and subscribe. Click notifications on and we'll tell you when we're live. While Laura's in this lower part of the route, and we've seen this many times now, I'm going to quickly grab Finland's Enni Bertling and see what she has to say for herself. And here she is. Enni, very warm welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
Tell me, you managed to get a score of 15.27, which ties you with several athletes. What's going through your mind at this point?
Oh, yeah, I was pretty pumped at that point, but I felt that I assumed that many people have been pretty pumped on that point.
Were you happy with the way that you climbed?
Yeah, I could have go faster. Like always, you can go faster, but this time it was enough for my pace. I was really afraid of this barrel here because it's huge and scary. But when I got past it, then I was just enjoying the climbing.
After last week in China, we were in China, where you got your first medal, the first medal for Finland. What has been the preparation between then and now? You've been training and resting, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, I've been just working. No, not the single training, nothing.
No.
It was a pretty rough week. But yeah, I will rest and train next week.
What are you assuming that you do make finals, what's going to be your preparation for this afternoon?
I think I go for sleep a few hours, then eat, warm up, and climb again.
Well, we do hope that you've done enough to make it to the finals. I'm not sure about those results and what will happen, a lot of people tied at the same place. A lot of people cheering you on the broadcast. Any messages for the fans at home?
What?
Have you any messages for the fans that were being so lovely and supportive for you?
Not yet. I'm waiting for to get them because I haven't really checked yet.
Well, I can tell you there were lots.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all. I feel them all in my heart, so I don't need my phone for that.
Well, listen, congratulations. We do wish you the best of luck for later and, of course, for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Hope to see you on the podium again.
Yeah, I hope that too.
Thank you so much, Enni, and we'll see you later. That was Enni Bertling of Finland on your screens right now, and moving off the ice barrel, rather the wooden log. After the ice barrel, she's moving onto that head wall now. She's moving very, very quickly. 5:20 on the clock for the Swiss athlete. Moves into the Stein. Minutes remaining. Takes that edge as a hook sideways. Big reach for clip number 11. And now the move off that tiny edge for the ice barrel. Opts for the figure 4 over the left hand. Look at that, 10 seconds behind Sina Gertz. Sina said that she believed that Laura could beat her in the qualifying, in the semi-finals rather, as long as she didn't stop to shake. Let's see, very, very strong this season. Big reach and hits it first time with that right hand off the barrel. Less than 4 minutes on the clock now. Oh, a little pop with the right hand, but that left tool was in a really strong position. Managed to keep the composure. Oh, she's just struggling with that right hand. Goes to the top of that hold instead. Smart move. Into the Stein there by clip 13. Ahead of the pace that Sina Gertz set now. Clip number 14 made. Making good progress now, 2:40 on the clock roughly. Oh, she's off! No! Little bit gassed. Looked tired, but did not expect to see a fall there. No finals for Laura. Let's see what happened. That right tool was in a good position, matched in with the left hand. A little bit of pick shift. Oh, and she was out of there. Very surprised to see that. She'd been so solid. And she's on such good form this season. She'll be disappointed not to make that final. The pick just popped there on that left hand. Not quite as stable as she would have liked. There is that structure, and a disappointing result there for Laura van Almen, who now sits in 8th place. She still could make it into finals. But with Marion Thomas and Maria Tolukanina still to climb, it's looking uncertain. Marion Thomas only needing to climb up to the 15th clip to be in with a chance of that qualifier. Herself tied in, ready for this route. If you are just joining us, where have you been? Penultimate climber in this women's lead semi-finals here in Saas-Fee. Ryan Tomas on the screen. Top 8 athletes will go through to the finals. Drop us a comment or a question in the chat box. We're trying to talk to as many athletes as we can after the climb. You can contact me directly at Liam Lonsdale, any of the social media platforms. Ryan Tomas qualified in 2nd place yesterday. Athletes climbing in reverse order, which is why she's the penultimate. Where are our French fans on the broadcast? Let me see those. Allez, allez. Ryan Tomas last year joined 17th place in this competition. Made finals the year before, placing 7th. Should be looking to repeat that form today, if not better it. Good pace to start, not the fastest, but nice and efficient. Middle of the table there, 40 seconds off that pace. Those times that you see are the clip splits, so fastest climber to that point was Sina Gertz in 42 seconds. Tomas just behind us, 7 minutes remaining. The French athlete, another athlete that trains in the garage with Cora Jury and Jan Jerome. Apologies there for the technical hitch. Thank you to our technical whizzes that managed to fix that quickly. Not quite sure what happened, but we are back with the action. Managing to seconds remaining on the clock. Climbing really well. Very quickly, very efficiently. You see her French teammates cheering her on there. She steps across. onto the head wall. Makes clip number 10. .4:25 on the clock. Just behind the pace set by the Swiss athletes. Swiss, very experienced on this structure. Clip 11 made. Marion Thomas with 3:50 on the clock. Lots of time to play with, but what we'd like to see now is her really accelerating and getting higher on this route. Marion Thomas lining up that deep lock with the right hand, places the tool, smart move. Leaves that left tool just hanging in the ice there. Confident in the placement of those drilled barrels. Sina Gertz still sitting in first place so far. Reaches up with the right hand. Looks around to her team for the time. She has 2 minutes and 6 seconds on the clock. Would love to see some acceleration now from Marion Thomas. Steps into the Stein. The left tool. Matches low grip with the right hand. Makes clip 14. Allez Marion. .4:49 is not how long she's got left. 1:22 on the clock for Marion Thomas. Need to see her stopping that shaking and starting some moving. Its current standard score to qualify is 15.2. She's got the clip. I'd like to see her up in the ice barrel now. Reaches behind her. Oh, a little foot pop, but that's enough. Oh, right hand and left hand. Both hands off the wall. Less than a minute remaining anyway. Great effort from Marion Thomas. And that is enough to see her into the final. She bumps Laura von Allmen of Switzerland out of the top 8. Emer McSwiggen now sitting in the danger zone. Next athlete out is our final athlete, Maria Tolukanina. She will decide the fate of Emer McSwiggen, whether or not she'll qualify. It's very, very rare to see a slip up from Tolukanina. She did place third here last year, fourth the year before. She won here the year before that. She knows what she's doing, that's for sure. Definitely be an upset not to see her in the final. Have to stay tuned to find out what happens. So Maria Tolukanina begins her route, and her 9 minutes on the wall. It's a very tight run competition this morning. The top 8 all tied. The last athlete out, first place qualifier, leading the world tour so far. Maria Tolukanina of Russia. Current top 8, Emer McSwiggen of Ireland, Sun Shin of Korea, Nara Song of Korea, Bertling of Finland, Vivian Leber of Switzerland, Marianne Filipova of Russia, Marianne Thomas of France, and Sina Gertz of Switzerland. Maria Tolukanina, the only climber that can make any change to that lineup. Emer McSwiggen will be watching closely. In just a few moments' time, we'll have a quick chat with Vivian Leber while Tolukanina climbs through these low moves. See how she's feeling about making her first finals here. Maria Tolukanina moving through that hanging panel now, and before Maria gets onto that head wall, let's have a quick chat with Switzerland Vivian Leber. Vivian, welcome.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm great, I'm really great. Tell me, you are definitely through to finals. You last year you were joint 17th here. The prior year you were 29th. That's a pretty big improvement.
Yeah, sure. I'm really happy with my climb. I trained really hard this year with Kevin. Kevin is a good coach. And now I'm here and I'm final. That's a big surprise for me. I'm super happy for my first work of this season.
Yeah, that's a really amazing effort. Talk me through the route. How did it feel when you were climbing? What did you think of the setting and the style?
So at the beginning I was really nervous and afraid of the holds, and I just take them wherever, and I was like, okay, hopefully it works. But then I was going and it got better, and I was just fighting hard through the end of the route. I but I couldn't hold on anymore.
You certainly weren't alone there. I don't know if you've seen the scores, but lots of athletes tied at that exact same point, falling on the ice barrel. Everyone I've spoken to said they were so pumped.
Yeah, that's true. I couldn't do the figure anymore. I was just too pumped to hold it, and I was like...
It's one thing I was talking to Petra Klinger about was how wonderful it is to see so many strong Swiss ladies this year. What's happened with the Swiss team? Where have all these finalists come from?
So sure, last year Laura and Sina and Petra was in finals, and I think we took the power from last year to this year, and the training was getting better and stronger, and yeah, we have so many inputs from there, and yeah, we just get better. I don't know how, but it works like this.
Well, it's really nice to see. And tell me, between now and this evening, we'll be live at 6:55 for the finals broadcast. What are you going to be doing to prepare?
I need a power nap. I'm really tired. The morning we had to get up so early, and I'm so tired. So I need a power nap and then eat something and get ready for finals. And I just want to enjoy the finals, whatever happens.
That's a nice mentality to have. What other competitions will we be seeing you at this year?
Champagne, Ravenstein, and in Finland for the Youth World Championship.
No Denver?
No, sorry.
Oh, that's going to be the comp of the season for sure. The season finale in Denver, Colorado. Audience is predicted in the region of 20,000 people. Get yourself there. Vivi, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on a brilliant semi-final.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck for finals and for the other competitions this season.
Yes.
We'll see you later on. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Vivian Leber of Switzerland, who will be in the finals later today. And Maria Tolukanina now climbing high up that head wall with 4 minutes on the clock. So Maria Tolukanina into that ice barrel by clip number 11. Just under 3:40 on the clock. So much time to play with here. Maria Tolukanina of Russia inching upwards. Emer McSwiggen will be watching with bated breath. You can see no athlete managed to get up to that 19 clip, up to the top. Anyone can do it. Maria Tolukanina can. Looks behind her for the clock. Into the figure 4 over that right hand. Reaches high to make clip number 14 rather. And she just needs to make clip 15. Oh, that is 15. Excuse me, that angle confusing me there. She's made clip 15. Which, if she touches that ice barrel, puts her in the final. There it is. That's Emer McSwiggen out of qualifying position. Emer will finish 9th. Maria Tolukanina now definitely in the finals, and it's up to her to decide in what position. A little bit of tangle on the rope there with the crampon. Into the figure 9, seems unfazed. Less than 1 minute 40 on the clock. So much time. And I have to say, unsurprisingly, she goes, if she can take that hold, at least she'll be ahead of Sina Gertz. There it is. Kicks into the ice. Takes that left hold in the Stein, kind of in the reverse grip. The angle's now becoming ever more increasing, much steeper. makes clip 16. You can see that hanging wooden block beckons. Makes clip 17. 44 seconds on the clock. Into the hanging wood, and now she needs to generate a swing. Oh, and that spin's an absolute killer. But look at that, so calm and collected to make clip 18. Are we going to see the only top of the route? It's highly likely, although this ice barrel is massive for the last few moves. Less than 20 seconds on the clock. Maria Tolukanina moving so quickly into the top hold. She'll be allowed to clip. Whether or not it'll count, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, the drag now. There's the clip. There's the top. Ladies and gentlemen, Maria Tolukanina, absolutely stunning stuff. In the nick of time, she shows why she is world ranked #1 right now. The World Tour leader, Russia's Maria Tolukanina. Exceptional climbing, flawless performance, and goes through to the finals in a very well-deserved first place. Such a wonderful, wonderful performance there for Maria Tolukanina. We'll have those results for you on screen in just a couple of moments' time. Look at that, ever the performer. She looks tired, that's for sure, I'm not surprised. 9 minutes on the wall. Almost 30 metres of vertical height. Way more in actual climbing. And you can see the rope and the distance that she climbed all the way up. Follow that yellow line up to the top, to the dead centre. Amazing work from Russia's Maria Tolukanina. Let's take a look at the results. I can tell you the following information. In 18th place is Haruko Takeuchi. 17th place for Switzerland is Mira Kunz. 15th place, 16th place. Oh, we're just going to start this again. My scores haven't refreshed, and I was trying really hard to do the maths, but one coffee's not enough. Okay, 18th place Haruko Takeuchi, 17th place Mira Kunz, 16th Jung Min Kim, 15th Daria Marinina, 14th Olga Kozak, 13th Petra Klinger, 12th Valyria Bogdan, 11th Cora Jury, 10th Laura van Olmen, 9th, and just missing out on her place in the semi-finals, in the finals rather, Emer McSwiggen. 8th place and just squeezing into the finals is Korea's Sun Shin. 7th place is Korea's Nara Song. 6th place Finland's Enni Bertling. 5th place Vivian Leber of Switzerland. 4th place Mariam Filipova of Russia. 3rd place, amazing performance from France's Marion Thomas. 2nd place Sina Gertz of Switzerland. And 1st place qualifier is Russia's Maria Tolukanina. A stunning performance. Didn't quite get the top in time, but did get up there to that final hold. Hope you guys enjoyed this women's lead semi-finals broadcast. It's been an absolute pleasure having you all along. Thank you so much for all your comments and questions, your interactions and your support. We'll be live with the men's final in just a couple of hours' time. Not even that, less.